Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Program showcase, we're gonna hold off for just a little bit for the students, so traffic's bad, so when they get here, you're just gonna give me a signal and we'll fit you right in, so. All right, there was some additions and corrections to the agenda, so if I can get a motion to accept the additions, which are revising the high school personnel report, request approval of landscaping is also going to be an addition for requesting approval of landscaping for welding and multi-purpose room, it looks like, and I think that's the only changes.
Yes.
Could I get a motion for those changes?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. All right, we have a new agenda. So moving past to number 3, approval of consent agenda items. We have the financial report and claims, personnel recommendations, minutes for approval, donations. Anybody have any questions on any of those items? All right, if there's no questions, do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. All right, motion passes. All right, items of action.
Yeah. 4.1, request approval of out-of-state travel. We have 3 requests. One is our one welding instructor. He has been studying to become a CWI, which is a person who's able to certify the students and their welds that they do. So we're requesting that he get to attend the actual certification. We're paying for him to stay in Texas to do that, so asking for permission to do that. And then Sean Martin and Hope Bell have become fellows for the Indiana Association of Career and Technical Education, and part of being a fellow, it includes registration for various events and conferences, but then it requests that we cover their travel. So there's a Region 3 leadership conference in Wisconsin in June. So we're asking permission to let them attend that. And then Brad Magnus is on an advisory board for a career center in Ohio, and they're doing some senior projects, and so he's being asked to go one day into Ohio to be a judge and then come back. And because it's out of state, we have to request that he gets permission to do so.
I had some questions.
Okay.
So for the welding,
Yeah.
is he really gonna be gone for 15 days for this?
Yes, it takes that long. Now, it's all over spring break, which is, it was chosen on purpose. So yes, it's very in-depth, and it's, in the field, it's a very difficult thing to obtain. So he's been studying since May. So we're really, he's invested a lot of time, and we're investing in him to do this, because right now we're paying to have a CWI come in and do all of the bend tests and all the certifications. And if he can make this happen, then we will do it all in-house and won't be paying somebody else thousands of dollars to do so.
So will he receive any kind of stipend or anything for getting this
He's-
certification, or?
He's not, but we've agreed to pay for him to go through this process. So it's an investment to get him to this level. And so our goal is that he remains an instructor with us, and then he uses this ability to create, provide benefits for Central 9 students for many years to come.
And then I did also have a question about the third one,
Okay?
the digital design.
Yes.
So he's not asking for any money for reimbursement on travel or anything?
No, I mean, he can claim mileage. Usually that's what because for the day, and then if he wanted to claim for food. But I think they take care of him when he's there, so we tell the instructors if they want to, they can claim it, but sometimes they don't. They're like, no, I don't need to, and we're saying, well, you can. You have that right to do so. So he's electing not to, I guess.
Okay. When I read that, I thought that it was something that had already happened because it says 2025 as the date.
Oh, that
So
must
I
have
thought,
been a
well, maybe
mistake.
that's why he's not asking for money because it
Oh.
already happened. So,
That's probably an oversight on
Okay.
somebody's part. Yeah.
Okay.
It should be
Just checking.
2026.
okay.
So I do have a question on the welding.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing if he is able to obtain his certification and we can do it in-house. It's a little bit expensive, but totally gonna be worth it, right?
Yes.
Sometimes when organizations invest that type of money, they do some kind of an agreement that says if you leave in,
Yeah.
a month or 2 months or 3 months, then you owe us some kind of money back, but they also do provide some sort of stipend or bonus or whatever, also if they get it.
Right.
Have we given any kind of consideration to any of that?
It's crossed my mind, but we have not taken any action on
Okay.
that.
I mean-
It's also, you're correct, but we have not.
Okay. And really, this may be just a learning opportunity, right? If he
Yeah.
stays, hopefully he's happy here, we're
Yeah.
rewarding him.
Yes.
And at evaluation time, he'll, be rewarded for getting this,
Yeah.
and, we can move forward and take that into consideration too.
Right.
Because, it'll be a big deal and quite beneficial for Central 9 to have that
Yeah.
here, so.
I'll make a motion for approval of out-of-state travel.
All right.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? All right, motion passes.
Before we move on, do you have everyone you need?
Yeah,
Andrews?
the others.
Would you be okay if we
Yeah.
have the program showcased? then?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Would you like this?
If you want to just come on up here, it's kind of our little presentation area.
What kind of signal did he give you? Because I missed it. Was it
I happened to see him
I
come
did.
in, so.
no real good signals?
My name's Andrew Tucker. I'm one of the automotive instructors here at Central 9. Been here 9 years. Hopefully finish this 9 years and get in 10 years. So this is Kenny Chris. He is currently working for O'Brien Toyota, who is now fastly becoming a partner with us. Not just a dealership we work with, but a partner. They're going to be doing more for our dealers or for our program. Kenny wanted to come in and talk a little bit about his experience here at Central 9 as well as what he's doing now. So.
I came here when I was a sophomore or junior. I started junior year, signed up for a sophomore for automotive because I grew up doing automotive stuff. So I really wanted to work on cars because I was glad I found something that I enjoyed doing that I could also make a living out or off of. So I wanted to do this, and I came in and I started on Owen's side doing electrical stuff and learning how to just the basics of everything, and getting to one of the basics of working on cars is more than like a backyard mechanic type of level, and learn all the basics and get good stuff down to put myself in a position where I can learn and work. And they set me up to go work for Toyota, and I've been working there for a year and a half now, I think. And I started out as an apprentice, working under a master tech, and I've already started. I'm a mainline tech now, so I'm just continuing to learn. And I couldn't have done it without the program. I really couldn't
Appreciate that. He's actually asked to continue to be part of our program for our annual car show. They hosted that. He was a big part of that. Yeah, a lot of great things. And how old are you?
I'm 19.
19
Yeah,
years
I turned
old.
19 in May.
Right, moving up to mainline tech. So very proud of that. His counterpart wasn't able to be here today, but he's in the same situation. He's not a mainline tech yet, but he's been out in the field. He worked at one dealership and switched over there. And just continue to see that growth. That's what we want to do for our students, and that's what we want. This is great. And they're out there making a lot more money than we were in the field. So in addition to that, this is kind of off a record showcase thing. And this is with the help of you guys as well. We have been able to award scholarship money to our students, and we're pretty happy. We had our first recipient complete his $10,000 scholarship that he received about 3 years ago. We just sent out the last $5,000 payment last month. We have another one that's on his way right now. He's used about 2/3 of that, but very happy about that. We actually got a card from Ivy Tech. I don't have it with me, I'm sorry, thanking us for our scholarship for helping the students. So they've received the money, they're seeing the benefits. So I was pretty happy about that today to get that. So just want to share that with you guys and continue to thank you guys for your support for our programs. So, all right, that's what it's about. Anything else you want to share?
What school, what high school did you go to?
Oh, yeah.
I went to Franklin Central.
Central. My alma mater, where I live, so.
Mine too.
Yeah, so, and in addition to all of this, he also did receive his 21 dual credits maintenance light repair certificate for Ivy Tech, as well as his 5-year ASE certification that we just started obtaining because of our program being certified. So he still rocks that, right? Still got
I was
your
gonna
patch
say,
there.
I have that on my toolbox. Yeah, it put
Yeah.
me in a good spot to, it just looks good, you know, when you go to a dealership and you already have
Yeah.
an ASE, it makes, you know, like, hey, this kid wants to work, wants to learn.
Yeah.
It looks really good. So I was able to get that.
Yeah, and our student recognition day, which is in May, they get a special time where the students who receive those 21 credits, they actually get cords.
Okay, get cords.
Yeah.
They get Ivy Tech cords.
From
yeah.
Ivy Tech, which is nice
Yeah.
because they've actually earned that extra level of accomplishment. So,
Awesome. Anything else? Any other questions for us?
Really impressive.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, I
it
was
is really
able to-
nice.
I was glad I was able to take the program.
Yeah.
We're happy that you're there and keep it moving for us. It's helping us get more guys in the shop, so.
What initially got you into cars? Did you
Just, I'd had to
was
say
it the
Brian.
family, did your dad or anybody else?
Kind of, but my dad was always just kind of like, I'd work on my own car, you know, but I probably just said Fast and Furious.
You're gonna save yourself a lot of money.
Yeah.
You will save yourself and your family a lot of money in the future, so.
What do you drive?
I have a Lexus IS 300, 2016. Just got it at June after I got
Do you get a discount?
I got a little bit.
That's
great.
Crazy, but I did get a little bit.
Yeah, so,
it's great.
I was able to do the inspection on it before I bought it.
oh, yeah. Decided you want to put the money. That must be nice, so.
It's great you inspected your own car
Yeah.
for the dealership.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right.
You ready for 4.2?
Hit
Okay.
it.
So last month, we tabled this, the Podiatry Associates of Indiana agreement. There was, I think it was 1.6 in the contract where it mentioned medical certifications or medical licenses. So I took it back to our attorney. Our attorney said, since no one has a medical license participating in this program, it won't matter, and that we should be okay to approve this as is. If we come back and redo this at some point, we can always take that out. But one reason is this particular language is based on a previous one that was approved, and we're basically given the certainty that we're okay with this language in there. It won't impact us negatively.
Anybody have any questions? Is there a motion to approve the agreement? A second?
I'll second.
favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. All right, motion passes. 4.3?
Yeah, 4.3, we're currently in our construction trades program already a member of the Carpenters Union, where students who participate in 2 years here, they can move into the Carpenters Union at a higher level and earn more money and get experience in the apprenticeship there. So our precision machining is working with the same union, but it's the millwright side, and they're setting up a contract where we would do the same thing for our students in precision machining. So this is asking for approval to be able to add our precision machining to get the same kind of benefits that our construction trade students would get in this program.
Make a motion we approve the articulation agreement with Central Midwest Regional Council of Carpenters.
Is there a second?
I'll say.
Any questions before we keep going? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. All right, motion approves.
Four point four, we have an outdated check that we need to cancel, and so we're asking for approval to do so. I don't know if there are any details I think Cindy could explain if we need to.
We just have the one check, it was for $23 to Colin Thacker, written back in July of 2020.
Never
All right,
cashed it.
Yeah. We usually have a whole list, so you're in good shape. All those in favor of canceling the old check? Motion, sorry. Do we have a motion to cancel the check?
I'll make the motion.
Do we
I'll
have a
second.
Second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? All right, cancel away. You got $23 back on the books.
Okay, so 4.5 was the additional agenda item that was requested. So our multi-purpose room, which we call the Commons, and then the welding building, when they were built, we agreed that we would work on the approved landscaping design and actually have our students do a lot of the work. We're finally to a point where we could do that. We did bid it out to see what it would cost if we had landscaping companies come in, and I don't know if you got a chance to look, but it was a lot more expensive to go with the labor of a company. So what we would like to do is order the plants and the trees and so forth, the mulch and those kinds of things, and then actually have our students from landscaping put all of that in at both the buildings per the design at a much reduced rate, and we would use April to do that. Just wanted for you to be aware and then to get approval. And this would be our last step in procuring the funds we had to put into an account when we started the building process. We had to invest $50,000. I can't remember what that is called, but we had to put that away as kind of like a buffer while we had our building project occur, and until we finish this, we can't get that back. And so I wanted to get this finished so we can then request that funding back that we can put back into, I think it came out of our rainy day fund. So.
I'll move to approve.
All right, do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. All right, get those plans ordered and kids working. When do you think they'll start the landscaping work?
Early April.
Early.
So we get back from spring
Yeah.
break. The plan is April is the month to get this done.
Mhm.
So, we're excited to be able to have the
Yeah.
opportunity on campus to do this with,
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, they can see their own work and have pride.
and
Savings.
I mean,
a huge savings because
It's crazy.
we still have to buy the mulch and a couple other things, but it's still going to be way less
Yeah.
money than,
Yeah.
you know, paying for the full landscaping company. So, it's one of the benefits of being Central 9.
Yeah.
That you want me to go ahead and move
Yeah.
on to director's comments? All right, so I put some things in here knowing you'd probably be looking at the agenda before tonight, because I knew we'd probably have to add a couple of things to the agenda. But one of the agenda items was, it was in the financial part where we're paying the 50% down on the paint booth. And I wanted just to remind you, the paint booth itself, we had gotten a $130,000 reserve grant from Perkins funding from the state. So that paid for the actual paint booth and the exhaust and fresh air duct work. And that came to about $128,000 and change. But there is funding that we had to come up with, which we have encumbered. And one is the sprinkler system or the riser at around just under $20,000. And then the removal and installation of the paint booth, which is about $28,000. And by disconnecting the fire alarm and the old sprinkler, we're on the hook for about $50,000 that we've encumbered to make sure that we can take everything out, get it set up for the new paint booth, and then install the new paint booth. We are working with the city of Greenwood because this does have to have a permit, and all of that has been submitted. So we're probably 2 to 3 months out before we really would complete this. It's probably more or less this summer that it'll be completed. But in order to get it ordered, we do have to start the process with the first 50% down.
And
So-
you're not anticipating any problems with the city? I mean, or,
This is Greenwood.
Yeah, we
Is
what
John back on the clock? I mean, what do we know?
What's that?
What do we know about, I mean, do we anticipate problems?
You can, obviously, you know, when you do anything, like was it said with the city of Greenwood, you just never know what kind of curveball. I think everything we have submitted so far, they're satisfied with.
Yeah.
I know Michelle Augustine and I and Dr. Kovac, we worked on that, and everything has been submitted. I don't think they've had too many questions so far. So,
We're in the 2-week window right now where we wait for Greenwood to get back with us. So there could be something that comes up, but we don't know what or if it will be anything.
Okay.
But it is Greenwood.
And are those numbers that you just said, the 20,000 for
Yes.
something and then 30,000
Yes.
for the riser and the 30,000 for something else?
Yes.
Are those pretty firm or are those
Yeah.
really squishy?
That's really firm.
Okay,
Like, that's how much it will cost.
because you know, sometimes I give numbers, but they're not really all that firm, so.
I'm
okay.
trying to
So
be
that's pretty
as
good. Those are pretty
upfront
good
with you as
numbers. Okay.
possible on these
Yeah, yeah.
numbers.
Yeah, okay.
Now, it doesn't mean we might, I mean, like we said, we're waiting for
Yeah.
Greenwood to get back with us. There could be something out of left
Right.
field that we're not really aware of at this point, but we would share that with you if we
Okay.
would learn of
Yeah.
something new. This is something we've been working with our collision repair instructor for about 4 to 5 years. It's just taken a long time to get things set so we can do it. So with the reserve grant, it really was the impetus to make this happen this year. So, as you know, you've probably heard a lot from your, maybe your high school principals or people from the high school ranks where we're going to have these new diplomas, and work-based learning is going to be a big part of that. We are, and I did meet with the superintendents recently, and they're asking, well, what are some things that Central 9 will be doing in the future to help maybe alleviate some of the work-based learning that all these students will have to engage in. So one thing we met with Job Ready 360 today, and they were showing us maybe what we could do to help record the hours that students work and be able to report it to the state, because I think across the board, students are gonna have to have so many hours of some sort of work-based learning. And this was a pretty robust opportunity, it looked like. I thought it was something that once we paid for it, every high school we have partnership with would be able to use it too, but it looks like it's per building. But the rate is about $1,400, which compared to some other things, we felt like that was a pretty good deal. And we're probably going to look to add that to our, software options to help capture those hours. The kids would have an app on their phone, and they'd be able to put in the hours that they're working, and it would automatically go into the system, and then our data person can submit that to the state, and it would be a lot more user-friendly and efficient. So we're hoping that this is the way that we can make it go. We've been waiting for our state to come up with something to help guide us, but at some point we have to pull the trigger and make it work for us. So I wanted you to be aware of that. And then they, like I said, the high schools are interested in knowing about, what kinds of things we're doing. We're going to continue to add work-based learning opportunities, and like I've mentioned multiple times, we will have, if we don't get guidance, we're going to come up with a general amount of hours that students would have as embedded work-based learning if they're here at Central 9. Because we have lab hours or lab time that are very similar to workplace settings. So we're actually going to have an answer by the end of the school year for that, and then we can use that to help our partnering schools. And then last night we did induct 79 students into our National Technical Honor Society, and Sheila Martin did show up, so that was very nice.
It was a very nice ceremony.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
We love it because you get to honor the students, and it's done in about a half hour. So it's perfect.
I had ceremony.
So it's a perfect ceremony to come to. So it was really nice. And it was great that we could again have it in our commons or multipurpose room, which has, we've been waiting for years to be able to do that. So it's finally happening. It's great. So that's all I have. And then Mike's not here, but we do have Students of the Month. I don't know, Chad, if you can pop those up. A lot of times we pop them up and just scroll through.
Yeah.
But you will have the Students of the Month who are from your schools. Usually I know you share that. We do have upcoming dates. Of course, tomorrow is our last day before spring break. I know it doesn't quite align with everybody's because we'll get back in 2 weeks and have 2 or 3 schools still on spring break or starting spring break. So we have about 3 weeks where it's hit or miss. But we do our best with some e-learning to try to help with that. And then we come back very end of March, and then April 9th is our next governing board meeting. And then at this point, Mike would usually share our high school division update, and I didn't know he wasn't going to be here, so I don't know what he has on the high school division report. Not much, okay. But I know he and Mr. Prada are working on their second semester evaluations, or their, observations, where they will finish those up and be done April, early May. And then, of course, we're starting to get ready for our student recognition. That'll be early May. And then I know Skills USA State is coming right after spring break. And so we have a lot of things coming that we'll be working with. So I don't know if there's anything else, but.
They're still looking for smart manufacturing.
Oh, yeah, so we do have that posted, and I know we do have at least 2 applicants, and so we're waiting till we get a little more data on enrollment before we would try to interview.
All right. Any other questions for Bill? All right, adult education. Michelle's not here tonight, but we'll have
We
a
have
good
Lisa
update.
Jongling.
All right.
Hi, everybody. If we want to go to 7.1,
No.
anything on that this month? Almost done, so, am I okay to move on to the next one? Or do you guys have to?
They don't have to do anything if there's nothing to
Nope.
approve. Yeah, so we're good.
Okay,
Yeah.
just wanted to check. So 7.2, is request for approval of the program year 2026 Indiana Integrated English Literacy and Civics Education. We use the acronym IELCE, grant assurance. So every year, we have to write, a grant for, to submit to DWD to continue to get funding for the next year. So this is something we submit every year, and we're just asking for, well, it needs some signatures, and then just approval to submit that, so that we can continue to provide services for the next program year.
How much, do you know how much that is?
No, so
Okay.
we submit them, and then
And then they tell
DWD,
you,
yeah,
okay.
grants and we'll send out award letters later on.
Okay.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the request?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. All right, you're good.
So 7.3, is the other half of the grant, for our continuation year, approval, so it's the same, same question, or request, as 7.2, it's just for the APE side of the funding, because we have two different funding sources for our grants.
All right, can we get a motion to approve adult education grant?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Oh.
Second.
Sorry. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. All right, motion passes.
And then I'll
We're on to
let-
7.4. Or, I guess.
No,
Yeah, we're gonna move on to
7.8.
8, yeah.
Sorry, I just.
And I'll invite-
Trying to mess her up.
I wasn't, I was trying to, I'll just be quiet, sorry.
But I'll invite Paul up to talk about 8.1.
So you should have a one-page, two-page summary. I think I've met everyone here.
Yeah.
Paul Gabriel with Administrative Assistance, and I've been working here for a couple of years now.
Yeah, welcome.
Assisting adult ed.
Yes.
And we have a brief budget status that we can present. We've been doing something similar to this for about a year, but we haven't always presented it to the board, so
There it is.
thought we would go ahead and start presenting to the board on a monthly basis. So this is just, and have you all seen this one previous time?
Yes, last month,
I
or a
thought
version
you-
of this, yes.
There was a version of this that you
Yeah.
saw last month. So this is what we're gonna try to do every month, and it's really just to begin with, start by saying, well, for tracking purposes, we'll just assume we're gonna spend evenly every month. And how are we doing against that? So that goal on the right-hand side is just basically, we're gonna spend 1/12 of the budget every month. And that allows us to track where we are. So in January, you can see that the important information is we've spent 55% of the budget, and that tracks against 58% if we spent exactly even. So, and we'll give this to you every month, so you can see where we are.
You want to scroll down?
Yeah, this is
Second
just another
Just one more page, yeah, there we go.
This is a little bit different. Any questions on that first page? Okay. So this is something that you've seen before, but you might not remember it, because when it's probably been at least a year that we
Oh,
presented this.
They haven't forgotten.
This summary of all the old funds that were in the negative. And so that top part has not changed. So what we're gonna do, we'll probably change once a year, but we're gonna present you this page every month also. So what you see at the bottom, if you remember, we created Fund 1710, and every month we write a check out of the grant fund. So you'll be getting to see this, a document like this every month, so you can kind of see where we are. But our thinking was that we would go ahead and make the transfer in June, right before we close our books for the year.
I apologize if you've answered this in a previous meeting. Is the plan to pay off the smaller balances first, or oldest?
The smallest first. Yeah.
Thank you.
So that we can eliminate a number of funds on that list. Yeah.
So theoretically, we would knock out 5508 first
Yep,
this year,
this year we should be able to get 5508.
and then maybe a little bit on 3204?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're assuming that the balance stays about in that 3,200, we'll probably recommend taking 20,000 out of that, and then the 25 is gonna go up by 5,000 a month, so that'll have 35 to 40 in it, so yeah, we can get rid of the two smallest and then just start on the next smallest after that. But that will be a fund-to-fund transfer, and we'll bring that to the board, and then after you approve it, then we'll go ahead and do it before the end of June. And this doesn't take any action.
Right.
Right.
Information
And-
only.
Yeah, and I appreciate you putting this on a separate sheet, because it's so much easier to see this than looking at it in the middle of all the other
Yeah.
line items, since it's
Yeah,
just
sure.
simpler to pull these out. Anybody have any questions for Paul? Appreciate you coming.
Sure, no problem. Glad to be here.
All right,
Thank you.
you're up again.
And we're on 8.2, which is our success stories. So I don't know if that, if you can pull that up on the screen. Yeah, so, you guys had access to this on the agenda, but, this is our success story for the month. And it's our student Ruby Garcia, who I have met. I know her, and she's wonderful. She's really sweet. And so, if you haven't had a chance, you can read through it, and then I'm happy to try and answer any questions. We love putting these success stories together and then putting them up in our office. And I love reading them. Getting them. So,
Yep.
Yeah, it's fun to celebrate our students' wins. So.
We've enjoyed the success stories, so thanks for doing those. It's fun to take a look.
Jag, if you get the last tab up at the top, that'll be the last thing she needs.
And then the last 8.3 is our monthly enrollment chart. So our end of February monthly enrollment is 473 students. If you look on the left-hand side of the graph, that kind of shows all of our HSE students from year to year. So we're kind of right on par HSE-wise as far as enrollment goes. And then ELL, we have a slower start because of the changes in funding and requirements to enroll in our program. So we're continuing to have orientations to bring those students back in. We're slowly starting to see them come back, which is really exciting for us. And I'm happy to take any questions.
Anybody have any questions? Well, thank you for coming in and
Absolutely.
sharing your evening with us.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Public comments. Do you have any public comments? All right. Board member comments? If not, I just have just a quick comment. Thanks to everybody who's here and those who aren't, who I'm sure are watching afterwards, for the feedback, quick feedback. from the email that I sent. Totally appreciate it. Thanks to Bill and to John for working out the comments and feedback that we had. John for agreeing to come back and help us out. Really, that's what teamwork is for, especially on very short notice. So thanks to everybody who really pitched in and making it work so that John can come back and really help out Central 9 and have an agreement that works for everybody, and we know what that is, and being contained. And next month we'll continue to work forward and make sure that we have also another position that is also supported. So thank you, everybody, for your feedback and working together. So I appreciate it. I know it was very short notice, so thank you for that. That's it for me. Anybody else? All right, other than that, I will take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
All right, I think we're good.